can low code do? Can low code do anything to kind of help more organizations be, expert agile, be expert, advanced experts in agile, and therefore, deliver software faster at an enterprise level, more aligned with the business, and get all those benefits? Well, to do so, let's look at one of the fundamental aspects of Agile. Next slide, please. Which is the Agile Manifesto. And, it's interesting, you might say, Diego, the Agile Manifesto, everybody knows it. It's, why are we talking about the Agile Manifesto? Because at the end of the day, it's still the Agile Manifesto that should drive any Agile transformation, because it's, as I said, it's all about having a mindset. It's all about the behaviors. It's all about the values and the principles. And if you look at the values, and we're going to look at the values and principles in the next slide, what happens is that you can see that the first value is individuals and interactions over process and tools. So basically what we're saying is that what Agile Manifesto says, okay, we've organized all these different teams. You've got siloed roles. You've got those that are building requirements. You've got business analysts with requirements. You've got the developers who do the design, the coders who start implementing the design. And what we've done with Waterfall and with the traditional way of working is we've put, they're siloed. There's a lot of process you have to put in place. There's a lot of tools, and we've limited the interactions between these people. Well, with low code and no code, the interaction is all there, right? As you build the code, you kind of, you're sitting, you're working with someone from the business, or you are from the business. So if you are from the business, you're kind of having the left side of the brain talking to the right side and getting things done. And it's the same for working software. With the low code tools, you basically have already, as you write things, especially if it's a no code or high level environment, you don't have to write a lot of comprehensive documentation on the side of this, because what you're writing is almost the documentation itself. It's working software. The focus of Agile is to say to people, focus less on writing documentation and focus or don't stop writing documentation, but pay more attention in delivering working software. Well, low code and no code intrinsically enforces this, right? Same with collaboration. In the traditional world, we have business so separate from development that they have a contract in between. There's a contract, for service delivery, and it just makes things very hard. There's very little collaboration. Well, Agile says, tear down that wall, right? Get a product owner working closer to the development teams. Well, with low code and no code, this is an intrinsic behavior. You have, the business working very closely with eventual pro developers, or the business itself is making the requests and executing on the requests. So this problem almost disappears. And last but not least is responding to change. Responding to change over following a plan, which is, today lots of IT organizations are Mr. No's, simply because changing anything is hard. And so before you make a change, you have to plan it. There's a lot of governance around it. So what Agile Manifesto says, try to become more open to change. And the way we do that, it's embedded in the process of Agile that change can happen anytime. And to make these changes with an Agile mindset, it's going through behavioral change. People have to change the way they work. And sometimes they struggle to, even if they want to become Agile, they think about these values and say, yes, these are good things we want to do, but it's hard. They don't make them happen. But with, low code and no code, some of these changes are just kind of enforced, right? You can change anytime your program, your application that you're building quite easily in low code, no code. Here are but Agile is not just about values, it's also about principles. Basically what Agile does, it says, well, here are the principles to be able to kind of execute on those values, right? We want to enable fast delivery. You want to make change easy. These are the rules that the Agile teams have to apply. And what this shows is, okay, well, let's see what low code, no code does. Well, actually, besides those two in red, which I will spend a few minutes on, everything is almost there. Low code, no code makes you play that agile game, right? Or it enables you. And so what I'm seeing is that if the industry, after 5 years, after 15 years, are struggling to improve agile, probably we could get more fuel by leveraging low code and no code that can, as I said, intrinsically helps us implement some of these values and principles. And so, because to change the mindset is hard. People under pressure do change, but sometimes to change, they need the tools that force them to do things in a different way. But it has to be fun as well, right? And low code kind of brings that fun, brings that, that opportunity when business can kind of just very easily craft some interesting, application or features. It excites them, right? And so they try and use it more, and it helps change mindset. Now, the two red things are about, of course, some of these things won't come for free. Continuous attention to technical excellence and good design. In Agile, you have to have good people doing this. I guess in the low-code world, it has to be the platform that enforces. Same thing for the architecture and requirements, which is, again, something that the low-code or no-code platform has to enforce. And I'm just putting them in red so that to say, you have to assess the platform that you're using and make sure that the low-code, no-code platform that you are using does enable that technical and design excellence, does enforce it, right? It doesn't come for free, right? The platform either enforces it or doesn't. So that's the only kind of point of attention I'm trying to make here. But in general, low-code, no-code actually helps us implement the 4 Agile values and the 12 key principles. And so so I think basically it shows how they are a good marriage together, and how low-code, no-code can actually help us implement those practices faster and therefore accelerate Agile transformation.